The slap came so fast, I didn't even see her hand move. 150 people stared, my glasses skidding across the ballroom floor like a broken piece of my old life. I swear, for a second, the world froze. Then someone gasped. Someone whispered, "No way." Someone else muttered, "Dude, did she just punch her future mother-in-law?" Yeah, she did. And it wasn't some playful tap either. It was a full-on, rage-fueled right hook from Madison, the woman about to marry my only son, Brandon. The woman I had tried, desperately, to welcome into this family. The woman who, 5 minutes earlier, had pulled me into a quiet corner of the ballroom and said, "Sign the property over to me. Today, before the ceremony." I had laughed. I genuinely thought she was joking. Until she wasn't. "Madison," I said, "I'm not signing anything. Why would you even?" But she leaned in, eyes cold, whispering like we were in some mob movie. "I know Brandon is soft about you. I know he'll cave if I tell him you're refusing to support our future. So sign the damn house over, or I swear I will make today hell for you." My heart thudded. This woman was not who my son thought she was. I opened my mouth to respond, and that's when she swung. The punch cracked against my cheek. Everything blurred. People gasped. Music stopped. Someone yelled, "Security!" I blinked through the shock as Madison stood over me, breathing hard, spitting out, "You should have listened. I'm not marrying into nothing." Her voice echoed across the room. My son, standing at the other end of the ballroom, stared at us with hollow, confused eyes, like he didn't know who to protect. And right there on that polished wood floor, I realized this wedding was about to explode. But I never imagined how far she'd go, or what I'd have to do to stop her. And what happened next? Man, even now, telling it on my channel, Mystery and Revenge, still makes my stomach twist. Because the punch was nothing compared to the bomb she dropped next. Everyone was staring. Phones half raised, bridesmaids frozen, the DJ awkwardly lowering the volume like he wasn't sure if he should play love songs or sirens. My son rushed over. "Mom, what happened? What did you do?" That hit harder than the punch. "What did I do?" I snapped. "Brandon, your fiancé, just assaulted me." Madison quickly stepped between us, tears already glistening on cue. "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" she wailed. "She's lying." She grabbed me and threatened to ruin our wedding. Bro, the Oscar belonged to her. Guests were whispering everywhere. No way she hit her. I saw something, dude, I swear. I think she tripped. Who punches someone at their own wedding? And Brandon, poor Brandon, was caught in the middle, eyes bouncing between us like a ping pong ball in a hurricane. "Mom, did you really grab her?" he asked quietly. My heart cracked. "Brandon, look at me. You've known me your whole life. Do you truly think I would assault your bride on your wedding day?" He hesitated, man, then looked down at the floor like he was ashamed of even being related to me. Madison looped her arm through his, sniffling dramatically. "Baby, I told you she didn't want me in the family. I told you she'd try something. Can we just go finish getting ready? Please." She tugged him away, and my son, my sweet, soft-hearted kid who used to bring me hand-glued macaroni crafts on Mother's Day, walked off without even checking if I was okay. And the crazy thing? Madison glanced back at me and smirked. Not a big smirk. Not obvious. But enough for me to know she thought she'd won. Enough for me to know she thought I'd stay quiet. Enough for me to know this wasn't about a wedding. This was a takeover. I stood there shaking, bruised, humiliated, but suddenly more clear-headed than I'd been in years. This wasn't just a red flag. This was the entire United States Marine Corps parade marching across my face. And I wasn't about to let her control my son or my home without a fight. Because what Madison didn't know was this. I had a plan. I had proof. And her world was going to crack open before the night was over. But before I executed that plan, she tried something even more insane. I went to the bridal suite to collect my things, still rubbing my cheek, trying to process the chaos. I expected silence. Maybe some bridesmaids whispering. Why God instead? Madison sitting on the couch with her maid of honor, laughing. Laughing like she hadn't just decked her future mother-in-law in front of 150 people. When she spotted me, she didn't even flinch. "Oh look," she said, "the victim is here." Her maid of honor, Jenna, chimed in, Bro, is she seriously still walking around? I thought security would drag her out. I froze. Excuse me. Madison stood, walked right up to me, and whispered, You're going to give me the house. You hear me? And when you do, I might consider forgiving you for what happened out there. I blinked. You punched me, Madison. The entire room saw it. And, she shrugged, they'll believe whatever I tell them. You're a lonely widow who can't stand another woman becoming the center of your son's world. Wow. Just wow. She stepped closer, tapping my cheek, the same cheek she hit. Sign the house over today. Or, I swear on everything, Brandon will cut you off forever. You'll lose him. You'll lose the grandkids. You'll lose everything. Her voice was like ice. Just sign the damn papers. I stared her down, heart pounding like a jackhammer. Madison, I said, I'm not signing anything. And if you think I'm scared of you. She snapped her fingers in my face. Wrong answer. Then she pointed at the door like I was a dog. Get out. I walked out, but not because she told me to. I walked out because suddenly something clicked. A memory. A detail. Something she said earlier about not marrying into nothing. And I realized she didn't want my son. She wanted my son's future inheritance. She wanted the house my husband and I built from the ground up. She wanted control, and she was willing to blow up her own wedding to get it. But she didn't know what I had waiting for her. She didn't know I had receipts. Real ones. The kind that burn. And I was about to light the match. I headed down the hallway, my brain racing, when I suddenly heard voices coming from the groom's dressing room. I recognized Madison's voice instantly. Sharp, irritated, unfiltered. Brandon, your mom, needs to sign the house over. I'm not spending my life living in some rundown place with zero equity. Rundown? Ma'am. It was a fully renovated 3-bedroom with a backyard big enough to host 4th of July barbecues for the entire neighborhood. Brandon sounded exhausted. Mads, can we talk about this after the wedding? Today's supposed to be. No, she shouted. If she wants to be a part of our life, she needs to show it. What's the point of her holding on to a house she can't even maintain? She barely earns anything. I swear my blood pressure skyrocketed. My son sighed. She's still grieving Dad. The house means something to her. So what? Madison snapped. I'm your wife. That should mean more. Then she dropped the bomb. If she doesn't sign it, I'm not walking down that aisle. My son froze. So you're giving me an ultimatum? Yeah, she said bluntly. Choose. Me or your mother. And if you choose her, we're done. My jaw literally hit the floor. This wasn't manipulation anymore. This was psychological warfare. And my sweet son, who'd always wanted nothing more than to make everyone happy, was crumbling. Mads, please don't do this, he whispered. Then go fix it, she snapped, or this whole wedding is over. I stepped away from the door before anyone saw me. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it echoing in my ears. Madison wasn't just greedy. She was dangerous. And if I didn't act fast, she'd isolate Brandon completely. Financially, emotionally, everything. But here's the kicker. While she was threatening him, I noticed something through the slightly open blinds next to the dressing room door. Her phone was on the counter, screen unlocked, with a text thread open. The name at the top? Dylan Red Heart Fire. And the messages? Enough to make my stomach churn. She wasn't just using my son. She was cheating on him. And she was planning something with this guy. Something big. But I needed proof. And no, trust me, I was about to get it. Because the next thing I saw on that phone, it turned this whole story upside down. While the hallway was empty, I slipped into the dressing room. Quiet, fast, determined. Madison's phone was still there, buzzing with new messages. I knew it was wrong. I knew it was risky. But after being punched, threatened, humiliated, and nearly disowned, bro, I had zero guilt left. I picked up the phone. The latest text popped up immediately. From Dylan. Can't wait till he signs the prenup and you get the house. After that, we're set. My breath caught. Another message rolled in. Just stick it out till you secure the assets. Then we'll bounce. My hands trembled. Then a photo came through. Her and Dylan. Kissing. Time-stamped last night. Last night. The night before her wedding. I nearly dropped the phone. There were dozens of messages, weeks of planning, manipulation, straight-up scheming. Stuff like, Once you get his mom out of the picture, he'll roll over. He's too soft. Get her to sign that house over, or just guilt him into doing it. Marry him, get what you need, then we'll accidentally grow apart. This wasn't love. This wasn't a relationship. This was a full-blown scam. And my son was the target. I took photos of everything with my own phone. Every message, every picture, every plan. Then I did something I never imagined I'd do on my son's wedding day. I marched straight to the wedding coordinator and said, "Get every member of the bridal party into the main hall. Now, I need the mic." She looked startled. "Ma'am, the ceremony starts in." This is more important. Maybe it was the bruise on my cheek. Maybe it was the fire in my voice. But she didn't argue. Within minutes, the ballroom filled again, confused, murmuring, restless. Brandon walked in looking tense. Madison entered looking annoyed. And me? I walked onto that stage, looked straight into the crowd, and said, "Before this wedding continues, you all need to see something." The room went dead silent. My son's eyes widened. Madison's face drained of color. Because she knew. She knew exactly what I was about to reveal. But she did not expect what came next. Not even a little. "Mom," Brandon whispered sharply, "what are you doing?" Madison hissed, "This is pathetic. She's just trying to ruin." I held up my phone. Everyone here deserves to know the truth. Especially my son. The crowd leaned in. You could hear a pin drop. I began reading the messages aloud. "Once you get the house, we're set. Just marry him, get the assets, then bounce. He's too soft, just manipulate him." Gasps rippled across the room. I swiped to the photo. The one from last night. Madison and Dylan kissing. Someone whispered, "Oh my God." Someone else muttered, "Bro, this is insane." Brandon's face went white as sheet rock. "Mads, what is this?" he whispered. Madison lunged forward. "Stop. Those are fake. She photoshopped them. She's crazy." I tilted my head. "Oh, then why did your phone buzz with a new message from Dylan literally 30 seconds ago?" Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. Brandon's voice cracked. "Madison, were you cheating on me?" She folded her arms, glaring at me instead of him. "This is your fault. I told you to control your mother." She pushed me. She wouldn't sign the house. The guests gasped again. Brandon stepped back like she'd slapped him too. You hit my mom?" And demanded her house. Madison stuttered. I didn't hit her. She fell. She's lying." "Oh, really?" I pulled up the security footage from the venue entry hallway, the one I had asked to review on my way to the coordinator. The screen lit up with the video. Madison, pulling me aside, yelling, swinging, me hitting the floor. Every jaw in the room dropped. Brandon staggered. "You hit her." She turned to him, frantic. "Baby, it was she. She said horrible things." He shook his head slowly. No more lies. "Brandon, I did this for us. I did this for our future." "No," he said quietly, heartbreak dripping from every syllable. "You did this for yourself." The DJ, bless his dramatic little heart, muted the mic and whispered to me, "Damn, this is better than Netflix." He wasn't wrong. Madison was unraveling, desperate, furious, exposed. But the real twist, the one nobody saw coming, it was still on its way. Madison's face twisted into something almost feral. "You think you can embarrass me like this?" she screamed. "I'm the bride." Someone yelled from the back. "Not anymore." She spun around. "You shut your mouth." Guests recoiled. Brandon covered his face with his hands. "This can't be happening," he whispered. I walked to him slowly. "Baby, I'm so sorry. I didn't want it to happen like this. But you deserve to know." He shook his head. "No, Mom, you saved me." Madison snapped her attention back to me. "You think this is over? You think you've won?" she snarled. "I'm not leaving without something." Her voice cracked as she pointed at me like I owed her the world. "You owe me that house. I planned my whole life around it." The crowd collectively went, "What?" She stepped closer until she was inches from my face. "Sign it. Sign it now. Or I swear, I will sue you for assault, for harassment, for emotional damage. I'll take everything from you." I laughed. I actually laughed. "Madison," I said, "you hit me. You lied. You cheated. You manipulated my son. You tried to extort me. You threatened me. And you," I pointed around the ballroom, publicly humiliated yourself. Then I dropped the line that broke her. You aren't getting my house. You aren't getting my son. You aren't getting my family. She lunged toward me, but this time 2 security guards grabbed her arms midair. Let go of me, she screamed, thrashing as they dragged her away. You'll regret this. I swear you will. Her voice echoed through the ballroom like a dying engine. Guests murmured, stunned. The maid of honor slipped out quietly, face red as a fire hydrant. The wedding planner looked like she needed 3 shots of tequila. And Brandon? He stood there hanging his head before doing something that nearly made me break down. He turned around, walked to the center of the stage, grabbed the mic, and said, "This wedding is OFF." The room erupted. Some people clapped. Some gasped. Some whispered. Bro finally woke up. Madison shrieked in the hallway as security escorted her out. But as wild as that moment was, the night wasn't over, because we hadn't even reached the twist. The twist that would flip everything upside down. The guests slowly cleared out, buzzing like they just witnessed the finale of a reality TV show. Brandon and I sat together in the now empty ballroom, surrounded by abandoned centerpieces and half-melted candles. He looked broken. "Mom," he whispered, "how did I not see it? How did I let her manipulate me like that?" I squeezed his hand. "Because you're kind." And she knew how to use that. He nodded, eyes glassy. Then the wedding coordinator approached us awkwardly. There's something you need to see." She handed us a file, a manila folder with Madison's name written in Sharpie. "What is this?" I asked. The coordinator bit her lip. She dropped it earlier in the bridal suite. I didn't look inside, but it seems important. Brandon opened it. His face froze. His grip tightened. I felt my stomach drop. Inside were documents. Legal documents. A prenup. Not the one he signed. A second version. Altered. Forged. One that said Brandon agreed to transfer 100% of the house to Madison. Grant her access to all marital assets. Provide lifelong financial support even in divorce. Give her controlling stake in his future business. Brandon whispered, This is fake. I never signed this." There was more. A witness signature. The maid of honor. And, at the bottom, a plan date for filing. Tomorrow. Not after the wedding. Not after the honeymoon. Tomorrow. She was going to marry him, file the fake prenup, and take everything before he even realized what hit him. But the twist wasn't that. The twist was the final page. An email printout. From Madison to Dylan. It read, "Once the fake prenup is filed, and once his mom is emotionally destabilized enough, the transfer will go through without a fight. Then we disappear. House sells for at least $900,000. Split is 60/40ths. My son exhaled in a single, broken sound. She planned to ruin both of our lives." I touched his shoulder gently. "No, honey. She planned to ruin you. I was just collateral damage." He swallowed hard. Then he looked at me. Really looked. "Mom, I'm moving back home. Just for a little while. Until I figure myself out. I don't want to lose you again." I pulled him into the biggest hug I've given since he was 5 years old. We cried. We laughed. We sat in silence. Then he whispered, "Thank you for saving me. But here's the thing. People think the story ends there. With the breakup. With the exposure. With the ruined wedding. But the final twist came 2 weeks later, when the police called me. Turns out, Madison and Dylan had been planning similar scams for years, on men in different states, using fake prenups, emotional manipulation, and property transfers. My son wasn't just her target. He was supposed to be her biggest payout. They were arrested crossing state lines. And when the detective asked how the whole case came together, he said, "Honestly, if you hadn't exposed her publicly that day, they would have gotten away with everything." So yeah, my daughter-in-law punched me and demanded my property at my son's wedding. So I ended her entire scam empire instead. And if you're listening to this on my channel, Mystery and Revenge, just remember, sometimes the slap you never saw coming